Certain things in life just go together, whether we're talking about peanut butter and jelly or Pro Modifieds in Bristol Dragway. That's the scene of this weekend's Super Grip, NHRA Thunder Valley Nationals, and our Pro Modified coverage of the JBS Equipment Pro Mod Series, powered by Cardinal Insurance. This week, the final race of the regular season of the 2026 Pro Modified year. It is going to be fantastic, and we are here in the timing tower for that coverage. Brian Loans and Mr. Bruno Massel, a guy who is named to the top 50 NHRA sportsman drivers of all time. Bruno, this is one of those weekends where everything is happening all at once.
Yeah, really. It's the climax of the regular season. We've got points and a half going on. Drivers trying to get into that top 10, so they have the ability to compete for that championship once we have the reset happen and after a little bit of a break. But I'll tell you, no one's taking a break this weekend. We've got some tough competition out here. Two nitrous cars are packed into a field separated by 6/100ths of a second. Just goes to show you how good Pro Modified is right now here in the NHRA.
Aaron Stanfield was a big piece of news this week in the class, as he will race Pro Mod permanently along with his Pro Stock car for the rest of the year. We sent Bruno to the pits to ask him about it.
Pro Stock standout Aaron Stanfield is the newest entrant to the NHRA Pro Modified Drag Racing Series, a guy who does have some experience in a Pro Mod car. You won a huge outlaw race in the offseason. Why the decision to do double duty and start it here this weekend?
Well, Mason Wright had to take some time off for business here, and a huge thank you to the whole Wright family for trusting me to hop in this race car, and I'm going to represent them to the best of my abilities. And big thank you to Modern and Elite Motorsports. I'm excited. I love Pro Mod. These things are a lot of fun to drive, and I've enjoyed it so far, and we'll see if we can kind of step it up a little bit here in qualifying and get ourselves in a competitive position. And you know, as usual, we don't come here to make laps. We come here to turn on win lights, and this is no different.
And now let's get a look at our Pro Modified points. Big exciting stuff there for Stanfield, racing in the class all season long now. Derek Menholt, Justin Bond, Mike Stavrinos, Billy Banica. You can see those are the points leaders. And the cutoff here for the road to the championship, Jason Collins at sitting in 10th right now, 186 back. He needs to win a round or two this weekend and not get bounced out of that top 10. Collins has been good, but it's been a short season for him. Stevie Fast Jackson is not racing this weekend. Kind of a shocker. We asked him why.
We chose to park the Motion Race Works Shadow 3.0 for at least a few races in NHRA. I promised my company and all my employees I would never let fun get in the way of our company. And right now, we are so busy, really was putting a damper on our company and getting all of our customer stuff done. And when it's right to come back racing, we'll come back racing. We love NHRA Pro Mod. We're vested in this class. We love this class. We love all our competitors. It's really weird being out of the car, standing on the starting line, but watching how good all these teams are and seeing how intricate everyone's process is really good. Looking forward to getting back in the car soon.
Tony Wilson's a guy who has certainly made some waves this weekend. He's got Barney Jr., this incredible Tommy Mooney built Willys. It has a 998 cubic inch Pat Busey nitrous engine, and he's qualified very, very well.
The reason we're with a 998 is because we had two motors that were set up for PDRA, and we had a lot of spare parts for that. So we decided to use the parts we had, and then once we got low on parts, we're going to change this car back over to a 959. That's our plan for Rocket Helm, is to come in with a smaller cubic inch, less weight. We know the 959 12.6 motors are very competitive, so we're going to give it a shot and see what we can do with the 959.
And now it's time to head into qualifying session one with some highlights. The pair of nitrous cars, Ricky Smith, who is part of the Legends of Thunder Valley and his name ensconced above the grandstands, running next to Wilson. A 584 for Smith, a 589 for Tony in these warm and warming conditions this weekend. A lot of humidity. Alex Laughlin ripping down the racetrack, and that right there is Mr. Aaron Stanfield in that Pro Flow Pumping Solutions car for the rest of the season. A competitive 586 after we saw Ricky's 584. Chip King and Mike Castellano, the supercharged combinations, which do tend to struggle a bit up here, the elevation of Thunder Valley in this mountainous range that we're in right now. Both of those cars running in the lower half of the 580s as well. Here's Mike Castellano.
You know, the car was on a good run. Then somewhere, maybe about 1,000 feet, it started laying over, and then they just shut it down, and one of the lines came off or something, and we hurt one of the cylinders, so we got it back together. We're ready to go for the next round.
One guy who needs to perform this weekend and has been performing is Jason Collins, but things are not going so well early on in qualifying. Sidney Frigo, though, he was flying. Stevie Fast is out of the seat, but Sidney is fast this weekend. We asked him about it.
Yeah, the guys had a good work back home. He tests the car on the dyno, finds some horsepower, and that's it, number one. Need to drive the car, push a little bit to the right, and I try to bring back, and then we're gonna try to go a little bit faster because we try to make the car go straight, and maybe 70, I don't know, 575 maybe, don't know.
It was about a year ago that Billy Banneker went on a championship run that brought him within one win light of a world championship, and in final qualifying, he and Derek Menhold went roaring down the racetrack. Menhold in the orange Corvette. We looked at him, the points leader by a small margin, but Banneker's 584.0 picked up one spot, only left him 17th. Disappointing.
You went at 84, wasn't quite enough to get in. What's going through your mind right now?
Oh, 84 didn't make it in. Well, ain't much to say other than it's racing. We give it hell, so gather up and go to Norwalk in 2 weeks.
Travis Harvey driving this weekend for Justin Bond and J.R. Gray, the defending world champion across the racetrack. Harvey trying to punch his ticket in this JBS Equipment Chevrolet Camaro.
577 in the heat of the day. You guys looking pretty strong for race day.
That's just Brad Personette. It's a bad hot rod. Thank Justin Bond and JBS Equipment for letting me wheel his hot rod. We knew we had it in it. I mean, he was trying all weekend to run good, but just things changed. He put a whole new setup in it, and it paid off.
Mike Stavrinos, who saw his 2025 season begin to unravel at this time of the year, is looking better than ever. Sidney Frigo unable to complete this run after his earlier 579, but for Mike Stavrinos, 577 was good enough to pop him to the #1 spot.
577.4 in the heat of the day. You just went #1. How you feeling going into race day?
Man, how about that? I wasn't expecting that, man. A 77 in the heat of the day. I was hoping just to get it on down there. When you came in and told me we went #1, and I'm stoked about that. Todd and the boys, really, they put a tune-up in that thing, and like I said, A to B was what we were looking for, but a 77 to go top position. Happy.
And so with qualifying complete, we get a look at the ladder. Stavrinos will have to race Laughlin. Then it's Gray and Barnett. King Menhold, Smith, Rivenbark. Right side got big matchups as well with Mike Thielen, Travis Harvey, Jason Collins, and Mike Castellana. Shelton Wilson, Frigo, and Stanfield. And we are here with round 1 action as we come out of the ladder. We watch the starting line of Tony Wilson and Stan Shelton, the Cardinal Insurance Culp Lumber Company car, 24 in the tree. And Stan Shelton gets a whole shot victory here. Wilson was actually quicker, running 579 in the nitrous car, but Shelton at 580 gets the job done. Look at how tight this was. Barney Jr. almost pulling the job off on Shelton. Jason Collins and Mike Castellana. Collins needs these round wins. He is on the bubble to make that 10th spot for the road to the championship. Castellana cannot catch Collins. 578, 247. Look at the reaction times, 32 and 33. Mike Thielen, Travis Harvey hanging the front end up. The car dancing around just a little bit as Harvey sets the nose down, and Thielen looks like he smoked the motor. Harvey goes 580. Thielen's car smoking to a 597. You can see the left side of the engine begin to smoke, and then the flame coming out of the exhaust header as Travis Harvey runs for the quarter-mile finish line here at Thunder Valley. Mike Stavrinos and Alex Laughlin. How about Alex Laughlin? 24 green, trying to stop Stavrinos. The #1 qualifier gets the job done. 579, beats a 581, but that was tight, way tighter than Mike Stavrinos would have wanted in that Alan Abbey Performance Speed and Truck World Camaro. Stanfield and Frigo. Frigo here wandering up by the center line. His car dancing around, having to pedal it. And Aaron Stanfield will stop Sidney Frigo in round 1, and by doing so, cements Jason Collins into the road to the championship. Derek Menhold and Chip King now. You can see Menhold's car dancing around early. That's because King's lead generated by a red light. 043 red for Chip, which means Derek Menhold, 584, 245, goes on to round number 2. Rivenbark and Smith rocket off the starting line. Smith's car trying to throw him off all over the place, and Ricky Smith has been bounced in the first round. No, he isn't. Kevin Rivenbark was 119 red. He was so red even I missed it. Smith goes to round 2. J.R. Gray on one side, Lyle Barnett on the other. 26 and 28 green. An absolute gem here, but J.R. Gray, the defending world champion, a 581.9 beats a 582.2. A margin of victory of 5 inches at 247 miles per hour. That is what it looked like as the two of them went roaring across the finish line. That's round one. We have a lot of excitement yet to go here at the Super Grip Thunder Valley Nationals and the JBS Equipment Pro Modified Series. Stay with us.
You want fearless? Take a truck, sprint down the track, and get ready for a fight.
He is an absolute weapon.
Timid? Stay home.
Buckle up, hard racing.
Friday nights under the lights. Racing that's pure, passion that's authentic, and pressure that's real.
They're both in the wall off turn 2.
This is where careers are born before heroes are made.
Hell yeah!
Staying on top of all your credit card benefits shouldn't feel like a massive headache. Cards Optimizer from Intuit Credit Karma shows you what's expiring soon, so you don't miss a chance to indulge in every perk. Download the app to get started.
Tomorrow on Fox, it's a rematch of the 2022 semis as Morocco seeks redemption against Mbappe and France. The World Cup quarterfinals, tomorrow on Fox.
Time to make the sports.
Wake up to FS1's new daily sports talk show.
You can't beat us and you know it.
You want El Presidente, Big Cat, PFT, and T-Bob. Uncensored, unpredictable.
I feel like I'm losing my mind right now.
We're your guys.
Let's handle this like men.
Wake up Barstool, weekdays at 8 Eastern on FS1.
Let's go.
Here at JBS Equipment, we're not just building equipment. We're building the future of agriculture. Driven by innovation, grounded in tradition. JBS Equipment, the field's the limit.
Cardinal Insurance is a family-owned and operated insurance agency located in the beautiful western region of North Carolina. Cardinal Insurance offers a very experienced staff to handle all of your insurance needs, whether it be auto insurance, home insurance, business insurance, or life insurance. Great customer service with a warm hometown feel is the goal at Cardinal Insurance. With convenient office locations in Spruce Pine, Newland, and Bakersville, give Cardinal Insurance a call or visit them at cardinalinsurance.net. That's cardinalinsurance.net.
Competition Products, your source for hardcore engine parts for street, strip, and oval track. Our free catalog is packed with hundreds of product lines from the best-known manufacturers in the performance industry. Lowest prices guaranteed. Free shipping and handling on all orders over $149 in the continental U.S. Need expert advice? Our knowledgeable staff is just a phone call away. Competition Products, race parts sold by racers since 1970.
The Super Grip NHRA Thunder Valley Nationals are presented by JBS Equipment. The field's the limit. A look here at Bristol Dragway, famous place that it is. The Pro Mod drivers are out at pre-race ceremony this morning. The fans have been out all weekend long in force at these JBS Equipment NHRA Pro Modified Series presented by Elite Motorsports and powered this weekend by Cardinal Insurance. Speaking of Cardinal Insurance, they along with Culp Lumber are on Stan Shelton's car and Pro Flow Pumping Solutions, as well as Modern Racing for Aaron Stanfield as we look at our second round ladder. Stavrinos and Gray, the 1 and 8 cars, 13 and 5 in Menholt and Smith. We can see Stanfield and Shelton, the 15 qualifier Stanfield with that big first round win, and then Harvey and Collins. The campers have populated Bristol Dragway. This place is just so unique, so interesting. From a racing perspective, very difficult. Of course, one of the major obstacles of this place was formerly the racing surface. That has been eliminated with all this beautiful new concrete, but the atmosphere remains. Another set of great reaction times here within 0.08 of a second, but Shelton's car, the big, strong move at the end of that run. 5:79.9, 249 miles an hour, knocking on the door of 250 up here, an air that is well over 3,000 feet of elevation. That is strong, strong stuff out of Shelton and crew, and once again Stan proves that he is lightning quick and lightning consistent on the starting line. That was the moment he drove past Aaron Stanfield. Derek Menhold now in the Corvette. Ricky Smith advancing because of the red light in the other lane. Initially, it looked like Smith's goose was going to be cooked, but his competitor red-lit. Now, Smith has spent the majority of his runs that we've seen on the right-hand side of this racetrack with that big scoop. Makes it a little bit more convenient to see the tree. But he's on the left side now, and he's out on Derek Menholt, and he is trying to stop Menholt in his tracks, and Ricky Smith has stopped the points leader. 579 beats a 582. He has this car absolutely hauling the J&A Service Parkway Ford Mustang. Comes off the starting line cleanly. Menholt's car didn't do anything wrong. It just wasn't fast enough. It wasn't sideways. It wasn't spinning. Smith had the better tune-up, and Ricky Smith is going to the round of 4. Jason Collins trying to make his way there as well. As Collins, oh boy, Collins in the center of the racetrack. He hit the super grip sign, the little metal frame sign. I don't believe he hit the A board, which is concrete. This is a bizarre situation. He's going to start doing the burnout, and we've now been informed that his steering wheel came off. The steering wheel came off. He locked up the brakes and got in there and nerfed that metal sign. Watch again. Big steep angle here. Oh, and he did get the A board a little bit. He did get that center board. You can see it kind of move around. NHRA officials are letting him make the run. You can cross the center line on a burnout. Apparently you can hit stuff too as Harvey and Collins leave. And Harvey's up by the center line. His car's sideways, and Jason Collins, in the strangest round win of his life and one of the strangest round wins in the history of NHRA Pro Mod, is going to the semifinals. His dad in the red shirt is happy, and Brad Personette is livid. Let's watch Harvey's car on the right side. It gets the front end up, kind of checks the tires, moves to the inside. He did everything he humanly could to save it. But for Jason Collins, after all the hoopla and craziness on the starting line, you can understand why the guy would be 91 on the tree. His head was swimming like a goldfish up there. But Collins gets the win light incredibly.
The steering wheel came off in a burnout. And I can't blame nobody but myself, because I'm the one that had it off, and I didn't lock it on. I've never had that happen in all my years of racing. But the steering wheel came off in a burnout, and all I could do is lock the brakes up. And I was like, I couldn't get the steering wheel back on. I was trying to get it back on, and I had to call him on the radio to come over there and help me put the steering wheel back on it. And good Lord must be looking out for us today, because I can't believe we won that round.
Jason's been doing this a long time, and even he has never had that happen before. I don't know what range of emotions you can call that interview, but he was fired up. The two Allen Abbey performance machines have to face off in round 2. It's not the ideal situation for a team that wants this to happen in the finals, but that's how the map worked out. You can see Stavrinos flinch first, 23 to Gray's 60, but which is the faster car? It certainly looks like Stavrinos, and it is. 579 beats a 578 on a hole shot. The 4/100ths advantage, nearly that Stavrinos bought himself on the starting line, saved his bacon. That is what he needed to win this race. If he had left evenly with Gray, he would have lost. His car was slower, but the starting line advantage for Mike Stavrinos. Big time stuff here as he goes to the semifinals. When we come back, the semifinal round of the Super Grip NHRA Thunder Valley Nationals in the JBS Equipment Pro Modified Series here at one of the most beautiful drag strips on the planet.
For years, I was hiding my drinking. I'm the type of drinker that I don't just have one. I didn't want to feel that urge anymore. That's what brought me to Or Health. I'm a better dad. I'm a better husband. I just have a more grounded and present life, thanks to Or Health.
Text TV to 710-710 to learn more.
2 wheels, full throttle, no limits. Fox Sports is the home of MotoGP. MotoGP from Germany, Saturday and Sunday.
Do you know what a pitch is, Grunk?
A person that throws a baseball that stands on a mound.
The World Cup is just drama to an unbelievable height.
I really don't know too much.
We are going to educate.
Curiosity opens your mind, which makes you brighter. I want to be a masterpiece of knowing the other football.
No one can match our energy.
Oh! Oh! Football.
Football.
Look at this. You got the MLB All-Star Game in Philadelphia. You wait 250 years, then throw a party so big with the best baseball players on earth.
Oh, baby!
This is how America celebrates a birthday. A night of American celebration. Coverage begins Tuesday at 6:30 Eastern on Fox.
The biggest launch in Harry's history is here. It is this.
Harry's Plus. This product took us 10 years to make. We bought a factory in Germany, we built custom machinery, agonized over every single detail of this product, and it is finally here, Harry's Plus. Less nicks and cuts, less tug and pull, the best razor I've ever tried, just an effortless, wonderful shaving experience for a lot less than Gillette. You get all of this for only 10 bucks. I can't wait for you to try it.
In the world's poorest places, children with cleft conditions live in darkness and shame. They're shunned, outcast, living in pain. You can reach out and change the life of a suffering child right now. A surgery that takes as little as 45 minutes. And your act of love can change a child's life forever. Please call or visit operationsmile.org now. Thousands of children are waiting.
We are back here, the semifinal rounds of the NHRA Super Grip Thunder Valley Nationals, the JBS Equipment Pro Modified Series, presented by Elite Motorsports, powered by Cardinal Insurance. And the fans have been getting one heck of a show, as you have seen so far. We got people hitting stuff, backing up, making runs, and winning those runs. We got red lights, we got hole shots, and we got Ricky Smith back on the racetrack, this time next to Mike Stavrinos. The ladder showing our final four cars. There is the Stavrinos-Smith pairing and the Shelton-Collins pairing. In a traditional sense, we tend to dodge the raindrops every year here at Bristol. We've done a little bit of that this weekend, especially on race day. And for Ricky Smith, what a race weekend we have seen so far. This machine living in the 570s, repeating in the 570s. He having to wheel this car several times. And Mike Stavrinos, remember, Stavrinos is the guy that beat Smith twice in Phoenix a couple of years ago. And he's trying to do it once here. Stavrinos with a slight 9,000ths advantage on the starting line. How does it finish? Parachutes out from the Napa drone. It will be a win light for Stavrinos. 77 beats a 79. The mile an hour identical. 2:49.44 across the racetrack. That was a brilliant run as we get a look at the incremental times as these cars get down the drag strip. You can see where Stavrinos made big hay there in the early part of the run, and you can see that Ricky Smith was trying to get back into this one late. But it is Stavrinos getting the job done across the finish line to go to the final round. Stan Shelton, Jason Collins. Collins burnout, highly uneventful this time. You can see the advanced technology employed in the repair. Blue racer tape. That nose will be going back to Chris Terry or whichever shop that they're going to have do the repairs as Collins rolls in. 006 for Collins, but Shelton 16. These two guys are snipers up there, and they go across the line, throw the chutes out. Collins 579 beats a 580. That was a classic throwdown in the semifinals. 006 to 16. 79 wins the drag race. Everybody is on the edge of their seat. That right there is what high-level quarter-mile pro mod drag racing is all about. Inches upon inches at 250 miles per hour. When we come back, the final round of the Super Grip NHRA Thunder Valley Nationals. The sun may be setting here, but we have plenty of action yet to go. Don't go anywhere.
I can. You can't spell American without it. At the Ram Make This the Summer sales event, say I can in a Ram truck. I can tow what others won't, power through anything, depend on it for everything, and I can back it all up better than anybody. You can do anything this summer with a great deal at the Ram Make This the Summer sales event, because nothing stops Ram.
Get 15% below MSRP for an average $13,300 below MSRP, plus no monthly payments for 90 days on the 2026 Ram 1500 Limited.
Large drip for Will? Yep. Yeah, that's me. Me?
There's no shortage of Wills out there. Need a Will to walk your dog? There's like 4 in your area.
Will? Hey, Will.
Want a Will who writes wills? You're gonna be fine. But if you want a Will who'll give you a free lesson in sign language from the open cockpit of a land rocket, well, there's only one Will like that. You want to catch willpower? Welcome to the fastest racing on Earth.
When your livelihood depends on staying in motion, choose the tire that doesn't cut corners. Whether it's for work or for play, we handle any off-road terrain with superiority. So no matter the job, the high-quality tire design from Super Grip will keep you moving. Find us at supergripusa.com.
Arizona starts its summer with horsepower. But it doesn't end there. Labor Day weekend, be part of the world's biggest drag race at the Cornwell Quality Tools NHRA U.S. Nationals. September 2nd through 7th at Lucas Oil Indianapolis Raceway Park. The world's biggest drag race brings you closer to the stars, the speed, and 75 years of racing history. Ready to feel 12,000 horsepower at 340 miles per hour? Get tickets today at NHRA.com.
Cardinal Insurance is a family-owned and operated insurance agency located in the beautiful western region of North Carolina. Cardinal Insurance offers a very experienced staff to handle all of your insurance needs, whether it be auto insurance, home insurance, business insurance, or life insurance. Great customer service with a warm hometown feel is the goal at Cardinal Insurance. With convenient office locations in Spruce Pine, Newland, and Bakersville, give Cardinal Insurance a call or visit them at cardinalinsurance.net. That's cardinalinsurance.net.
The quarterfinals kick off tomorrow on Fox. It's a rematch of the 2022 semis. Morocco seeks redemption.
What a hit!
Mbappe and a loaded French team look to keep rolling.
Mbappe! Brilliant!
The World Cup quarterfinals begin tomorrow on Fox.
The Super Grip NHRA Thunder Valley Nationals are presented by Elite Motorsports, the premier source for race-ready equipment. Incredible skies here on Sunday afternoon. The Super Grip NHRA Thunder Valley Nationals. It is the JBS Equipment Pro Mod Series presented by Elite Motorsports, powered by Cardinal Insurance this weekend. And it is the finale of the regular season for these cars, the finale of this drag race for these cars. And one of these two guys will put themselves in the best possible position going in to that road to the championship. You can see how Mike Stavrinos has done it. Laughlin, Gray, and Smith victimized on the way to his final round, carrying that #1 qualifying position and lane choice into this moment. Collins will be on the left-hand side of the racetrack. Lane choice has not been a major factor in today's action, at least outwardly. Both lanes have looked very good. Safety Safari has done their normal bang-up job of keeping the racetrack up to snuff and up to par. Jason Collins going to try to do what he has done now multiple times this year. Get it done. Stavrinos goes red by 5 thousandths, and Collins' car tries to swap lanes. Jason Collins in a race victory that may be unparalleled in its weirdness in his very good career, between crashing into stuff and winning a round and getting a red light victory in a final, nearly crossing the center line. This has been one for the books. It's like the racing gods chose him this morning, and no matter hell or high water, he was going to win this race. Jason Collins, incredulous, but Jason Collins will be a factor in the championship hunt. Let's get down to the top end and catch up with Jason.
Jason Collins is your Pro Mod winner here in Bristol Dragway. Jason came into this event just needing to do well to just make it into the countdown, the championship, and he went on to win the race. You said I'd rather be lucky than good. Well, you're both today, Jason. Congratulations.
Yeah, like I say, man, the Lord was looking after us today. I mean, I wasn't supposed to win today, but my car was real good. Of course, I tried to be like Ricky Bobby and, you know, tear it up when the steering wheel come off. And I was really good last round, and I felt like that was a little close because I felt like I had a better race car. You know, didn't make it down the racetrack that time, but I got a red light. So I go up there and try to knock it down every run. Poor Scott, he's going to have to spend all the money he won fixing the front end again, which I didn't tear it up the first time. You know, I had some luck, and my crew was great. I want to say hi to my little boy at home, Denise, all y'all holding it down, so I can go out here and chase a dream. And it is unbelievable. Thank y'all very much. Appreciate y'all having us. And hey, now we're going to the chase. Now we're in.
And Jason Collins, you saw him just kind of shrug his shoulders, put his palms up, say, here we go. This is how the standings will begin for the championship run. You can see how tightly these people are stacked up, including Collins, who's now only 40 points back as we get into the road to the championship. Our upcoming events in the Pro Mod Series: Norwalk is coming, the Summit Racing Equipment Nationals, the Cornwell Quality Tools U.S. Nationals, and the Nationals at the Rock in Rockingham, North Carolina. It has been an incredible weekend of pro modified drag racing in Bristol, Tennessee. A bang-up job, truly, by Jason Collins to get this win. And man, you can see just how